Write this down. This is not inspiration time. This is leadership training. Say it with me, loud enough to interrupt your history. My life doesn't obey my wishes. It obeys my beliefs. Again, your life is not managed by what you hope. It is governed by what you hold in the heart. Proverbs 23:7 says, for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as he thinks in his head, but as he thinks in his heart, his subconscious, his internal governor, his hidden boss. Here is the disruption. Skills are not your ceiling, beliefs are. You're not failing from lack of talent. You are obeying a hidden script in the heart. Your results are not proof of your potential. They are proof of your belief system. Write that line down and underline it twice. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flow the issues of life. Proverbs 4:23. The issues of life do not flow from the economy, your boss, or your family tree. They leak out of your heart beliefs like policies from a government. Let me define heart for you. The heart is your hard drive. It runs even when your screen is off. Most people are on autopilot, same reactions, same excuses, same hesitations, because the programming in the subconscious is writing the commands while the conscious mind is pretending to be in charge. That is why you promise yourself, next time I will speak up, and when the meeting comes, you shrink again. Why? The program. The boss in the basement vetoed your mouth. I met a woman, let's call her Leah, with 2 degrees and a file of brilliant proposals. She always sat at the edge of the table, apologizing for her own ideas. When opportunity spoke to her, the hard boss answered the door and said, she's not home. The company didn't silence her, a belief did. A young man called him Daniel could design systems in his sleep, but when promotion tapped him, he deferred. I'm not ready, not ready. He was ready in skill, but not permitted in belief. Say it with me. Competence without conviction creates self-sabotage. So here's the question we must confront tonight. Why do I keep shrinking even when I have skills? Why does courage leak when capacity is present? Because your inner boss has 3 favorite policies: fear, unworthiness, and scarcity. If fear is your CEO, you will fire every bold decision. If unworthiness is your CFO, you will underprice your gift. If scarcity is your COO, you will cancel investment and call it wisdom. That is why Jesus kept saying, according to your faith, be it unto you. Matthew 9:29. He was diagnosing the boss. Write this down. We will run a diagnostic on the heart, and we will install a new belief script. We are going to stop negotiating with the old policies. Leadership is born when toleration ends. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Repeat after me. My heart is my headquarters. I resign fear. I evict unworthiness. I defund scarcity. I install truth. My life will now obey the belief that God planted in me. As I think in my heart, so shall I lead. Write this down. Proverbs 23:7 is not a devotional verse. It is a leadership law. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as he thinks in his head. The Hebrew word is leb, your inner control center, the subconscious cockpit where your life is piloted while your mouth is still catching up. The heart is your headquarters. The heart writes the resume. You can edit your LinkedIn, but your life prints what your heart believes. Let me make the distinction crystal clear. The mind can agree with truth while the heart enforces old programming. The mind says, I am bold. The heart whispers, be quiet or you'll be rejected. The mind says, I am worthy. The heart replies, not in this room. Leadership collapses where the heart disagrees. Romans 10:10 says, with the heart man believes, and with the mouth confession is made. Belief is a heart function. Confession is a mouth function. If the mouth confesses what the heart does not believe, the system rejects the transaction. That is why some of your affirmations failed. You were giving speeches in the lobby while the board meeting in the basement ignored the vote. You shouted, I am confident. But the inner governor stamped, denied. You wrote vision on paper, but the heart, your policy office, filed it under fantasy. Say it with me. My heart is my headquarters. Again, my belief system is my governor. Louder, my life follows my inner law. Map this now to leadership. Decision making flows from identity. If your heart says, I am subordinate to everyone, you will ask for permission where authority was already given. Courage under pressure flows from identity. If your heart says, I am prey, a small problem becomes a giant. Negotiation posture flows from identity. If your heart says, I am lucky to be in the room, you will discount your gift before the first counter offer. Vision carrying flows from identity. If your heart says, who am I to lead? You will downgrade the assignment to fit your insecurity. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, Luke 6:45. When pressure squeezes, the heart writes the script your lips read. Listen to a simple scene. A manager says, what are your compensation expectations? Your mind calculates market value. Your heart calculates self-value. If the inner law says, don't be too much, you will amputate your number and call it humility. That was not wisdom. That was worship at the altar of unworthiness. Leaders don't negotiate from fear. They negotiate from identity. Write this down and circle it. Leadership is the outward expression of an inward belief law operating in the heart. So we set the law today. Repeat after me. My heart is my headquarters. My belief system is my governor. My life follows my inner law. I align my heart with truth. As I believe in my heart, so I lead in my life. Write this down. Your problem is not horsepower. It's a hidden governor. I have sat in cars with engines that could roar, but there was a chip in the system that said, do not exceed. The needle wanted to climb, but the governor cut the fuel. That's some of you. Your spirit has torque. Your gift has cylinders. Your ideas are turbocharged. But you are driving under a posted limit your potential never agreed to. Who posted it? Culture did. Family did. Trauma did. Religion did. Society did. They painted their fear on your dashboard and called it wisdom. Romans 12:2 says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Conform means pressed into a mold someone else's speed. Say it with me. I'm not slow, I'm governed. Again, the world told you to be nice, not necessary. To be quiet, not qualified. To wait your turn, not walk your assignment. They tape limits over your heart. Don't outshine your brothers. Keep your head down. People like us don't do that. Write these lies down and expose them to the light. I'm not enough. I'll be rejected. People like me don't. I must be perfect. Success is unsafe. These are not thoughts. They are laws in your heart. And laws don't ask, they enforce. Here is how the governor works. You accelerate toward opportunity. A call comes to present, to pitch, to lead. And just as the needle climbs, your heart law cuts power. You rename fear as preparation and call procrastination excellence. You overthink until windows close, then call it God's timing. You please people to avoid disapproval, then resent them in private. You hide your brilliance behind busy work, volunteer for everything except your destiny, and then say, I'm being humble. No, the governor downshifted you. Proverbs 23:7 is at work. As you think in your heart, so are you in that moment, hesitant, apologetic, invisible. Toleration is feeding that governor every morning. Write this down. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Tolerating a low self-concept is the graveyard of leadership. Cemeteries are filled with undiscovered leaders who drove all their lives under someone else's sign. Galatians 5:1 says, stand fast therefore in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. Freedom is illegal under a tolerated lie. You cannot crown truth while renting space to an old script. Let me give you a picture. Years ago on the Autobahn in Germany, I discovered a strange country, no speed limit. My foot trembled. My eyes said, this is dangerous. My belief said, this is illegal. But the road kept declaring, you are free. I pressed 120, 150, 170. I realized there was life after 170. Write this down. Some of your danger is just unfamiliar freedom. Before we replace the program, we must identify it. You cannot delete what you refuse to name. Say it with me. I will not negotiate with my governor. I will name it. I will confront it. I will remove it. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Your heart is your headquarters. And tonight, the posted limits come down. Write this down. Skills are not your ceiling. Skills are your tools. The real ceiling is the belief that holds the toolbox shut. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% skill. Skills make you capable. Beliefs make you available. You can own a warehouse of equipment and still build nothing if the foreman won't unlock the door. Proverbs 23:7 has already told us the truth. As you think in your heart, so are you. Not as you think on your resume. As you believe in the basement, so you behave in the boardroom. Let me expose a pattern. You can present well, but you won't propose. You rehearse the deck for 2 weeks, deliver flawlessly, then close your laptop and wait for someone else to say, what's next? Why? The heart said, don't be too forward. You can deliver extraordinary work, but you won't ask for value. You send the invoice with a discount you never discussed because your heart whispered, be grateful to be here. You can lead tasks, organize, coordinate, rescue every crisis, but you won't claim authority. You ask for permission to do what your competence already proved you can do. That is not professional courtesy. That is an inner law of smallness. Say it with me. My competence will not be arrested by my self-concept. Write this down. Competence can build your toolbox, but only belief can give you permission to use it. Jesus told a story in Matthew 25. One man hid his talent. He had a tool. He had capacity. But he said, I was afraid. And the master did not call that humility. He called it wicked and lazy. Fear baptized as humility is still disobedience. Romans 12:3 commands, think soberly, as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith. Sober thinking is humility, accurate self-assessment under God. Hiding is not humility. Hiding is an agreement with fear and false labels. Humility says, apart from him, I can do nothing. Hiding says, even with him, I will do nothing. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Shrinking is not spiritual. It is a betrayal of your design. When the angel greeted Gideon, he was threshing wheat in a winepress, skilled at surviving, excellent at hiding. The word of the Lord did not address his task. It addressed his identity. The Lord is with you, mighty man of valor. Judges 6:12. Valor before victory. Identity before activity. He argued with his lineage and his limitations. My clan is the least. I am the least. But heaven kept insisting, go in this your might. Where was the might? Not in a new weapon, in a new belief about who he was with God. Say it with me. I will not bury my talent in the ground of low self-worth. Again, my gift is legal. My presence is lawful. My value is righteous. Write this down. Certificates without conviction create decorated hesitation. I have counseled professionals with alphabets after their names who were still waiting for a permission slip from fear. Stop enrolling in another course to avoid confronting your heart. If belief is the boss, then leadership begins with changing the boss, not collecting more certificates. Fire the inner manager who discounts you. Install the truth that authorizes you. For as you believe in your heart, so shall you lead in your life. Write this down. The jungle bows to attitude, not to anatomy. The lion is not the tallest, not the heaviest, not the fastest, not the smartest. The elephant outweighs him by tons. The giraffe sees farther. The cheetah moves faster. The hyena has more numbers. Yet when the lion shows up, everybody adjusts. Why? Attitude. The lion believes he is king. Your eyes report facts. Your belief assigns meaning and action. Your eyes say that's an elephant. Your belief says that's lunch. The same data, different ruler in the heart. Proverbs 23:7 again. As he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not so he wishes, so he is. Attitude is a product of belief, and belief is a law in the heart. Now bring the jungle into your Monday. Walk into the meeting. 10 senior executives at the table. Your eyes report. That's power. Your belief decides, that's my assignment. Or your belief panics, that's my threat. Negotiate the contract. Your eyes read numbers. Your belief reads worth. Stand the present. Your eyes see a crowd. Your belief sees a mandate. Launch the business. Your eyes calculate risk. Your belief interprets obedience. Confront injustice. Your eyes anticipate backlash. Your belief senses destiny. The environment is an elephant. The leader is a lion. Say with me. My belief is bigger than my environment. Again, louder. My assignment is bigger than my fear. Attitude creates altitude. Write that down. Leaders are not born from conditions. They are born from convictions. This is why two groups can face the same giant and give opposite reports. Numbers 13:33 says of the fearful, we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Do you see the psychology? In our sight first, then in theirs. External respect follows internal identity. Caleb stood up in the same room, breathing the same air, looking at the same giants, and declared, we are well able. Numbers 13:30. Same elephant, different lion. Paul adds the engine note. God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. Fear is not your culture. It's a counterfeit spirit. Power, love, sound, judgment. That's lion attitude. Write this down. Your future is not decided by the size of the problem, but by the size of your belief about who you are. Problems do not shrink to fit leaders. Leaders expand their identity to fit purpose. Stop negotiating with the inner grasshopper. Leadership is born when toleration ends. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Say it again until your bones agree. My belief is bigger than my environment. My assignment is bigger than my fear. My attitude creates my altitude. I am well able. Now hear the wisdom beneath the roar. If attitude is the fruit, the root is the script. You cannot roar like a lion with a grasshopper manuscript. To change your altitude, you must edit the heart. Where the heart learned fear, the heart must learn truth. Where the old environment discipled your doubt, the word must disciple your dominion. We will go to the root, because once the script is replaced, the jungle will adjust. Write this down. Deliverance is a change of location. Freedom is a change of lordship. Israel walked out of Egypt in one night, but Egypt did not walk out of Israel in one night. Acts 7:39 says they turned back again in their hearts to Egypt. Not their feet, their hearts. You can move houses, change jobs, switch cities, marry new spouses, join new churches, and still be ruled by the old master if the belief system is untouched. Say it with me. I can be delivered and not free. Again, louder. Freedom is an inside government. Let me name Egypt in the mind. Egypt needs permission before purpose. You keep waiting for a pharaoh to stamp what God already signed. Egypt fears visibility. You apologize for being seen. Hide your excellence under team player and call it humility. Egypt is addicted to approval. If applause is late, you withdraw your gift. Egypt is uncomfortable with rest. When God gives Sabbath, you feel guilty and sabotage peace with needless busyness. Egypt is suspicious of opportunity. When doors open, you interrogate favor like a police officer. Why me? What's the catch? You call it discernment. It's just a slave's reflex. Write this down. The body left the whip, but the heart still flinches. Here is the psychology behind the scripture. Repeated experiences carve automatic pathways. The brain loves efficiency. It stores patterns to save energy. You were trained under pressure, so your nervous system rehearsed survival. The amygdala becomes a smoke alarm for attention. The basal ganglia files routines. Be small, stay safe. Over time, the heart, the subconscious headquarters, stores not just memories, but conclusions. Authority is dangerous. Visibility invites punishment. Rest is laziness. Provision is scarce. So when new data arrives, promotion, platform, partnership, the old conclusions overrule the evidence. Proverbs 23:7 again. As you think in your heart, so are you in that meeting, in that negotiation, in that destiny moment. Now the provocative correction Religious activity without mind renewal becomes a sophisticated way to stay small, busy, but unchanged. You can shout in Egypt and still serve Pharaoh on Monday. You can fast and keep your famine mentality. You can dance and still distrust favor. Romans 12:2 is not a suggestion. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. John 8:32 is not a chorus, it is a protocol. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Not noise, not rituals, truth. Write this down. If the word doesn't edit your conclusions, your worship just echoes your bondage. You pray loud, but obey small. That ends tonight. Say it with me. I am leaving Egypt internally. Again, my heart is my headquarters. I change the government. Leaders are students of their own subconscious. True leadership is self-discovery. Before you manage others, audit your conclusions. Where did I learn to ask permission for my purpose? Who taught me to fear being seen? Which voice equated rest with worthlessness? This is not therapy for the weak. This is training for kings. Genesis 1:26 still stands. Let them have dominion. Dominion begins where Egypt ends. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Write this down. You can change locations and still obey the same internal master if the belief system is untouched. So we will study our heart, confront our conclusions, replace the script with declarations and decisive action, and walk not just out of Egypt, but into freedom. Write this down. Who's the leader in the engine? No one. And everyone, including your beliefs, every part leads in its function. The spark plug doesn't command the piston. It leads by sparking. The fuel pump doesn't boss the alternator. It leads by delivering pressure on time. And a $4 terminal wire, loose, corroded, ignored, can silence a V12. That's your life. You have cylinders of potential, but a hidden belief wire can shut the whole system down. Proverbs 23:7 again. As you think in your heart, so is your engine cranking or coughing, accelerating or stalling. Let me apply it to you. Your vision is a thoroughbred, strong, clear, snorting at the gate, but your $4 wire is self-worth. So the horse paws the ground while the wire whispers, who do you think you are? The strategy is excellent, models, milestones, budgets, but the $4 wire is fear of rejection. The plan is polished, the start button is dead. You keep replacing big parts, new mentor, new software, new team, while the invisible wire under the dash is oxidized, a belief called, I must not cause waves. Say it with me. A hidden belief can shut down a visible gift. Write this down and sketch the dashboard of your heart. Identity is your starter. If you don't know who you are, the engine never turns. Conviction is your battery. It stores the voltage that makes decisions fire under pressure. Courage is your fuel pump. It moves the resources from tank to combustion. No pump, no power. Discipline is your timing belt. It synchronizes moving parts so progress is smooth instead of jerky. Focus is your steering system. It translates intention into direction so speed doesn't become drift. And hovering over it all, the ECU, the control unit, is your belief system, calibrating mixtures, timing, and limits. Guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues, the settings of life. Proverbs 4:23. Now the diagnostic. Leaders don't guess, they test. Ask these 3 questions and don't lie to yourself. Where do I stall? Is it at initiation, conversation, pricing, confrontation, or completion? That points to the failing part. What do I consistently avoid? Repetition reveals the wire. If you always dodge visibility, the steering is fear. If you always delay starting, identity is weak. What do I tolerate? Whatever you tolerate, you authorize. Chronic lateness, timing belt. Chronic undercharging, battery of conviction is low. Chronic people pleasing, fuel pump of courage is sputtering. Jesus said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Luke 6:45. Under stress, your tongue tatters on your wire. Hear me. When you find a broken wire, you don't shame it, you replace it. There is no condemnation in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. Mechanics don't curse parts, they correct systems. Write this down. Truth is the new wire. Declarations are the crimp. Consistent action is the solder. We will install identity starters from Genesis 1:26 dominion by design. We will charge conviction batteries with the word until voltage is steady. We will prime courage pumps through small, repeated risks. We will set discipline timing with daily structure. We will align focus steering by vision, fix the internal system, and the whole life accelerates. Say it with me. No one and everyone, including my beliefs. Now that we found the wire, we build the replacement belief script and turn the key. Write this down. Belief audit. You cannot lead beyond the beliefs you have not confronted. We are going into the basement with a flashlight, not to shame history, but to reclaim authority. Proverbs 23:7 still stands. As you think in your heart, your lab, your inner law, so are you. Now, where did your heart learn to shrink? 5 places. Name them. Don't negotiate with them. Number 1, family language. The sentences that rocked your cradle wrote policies in your heart. Don't be too much. We just average. Money people are greedy. Stay out of grown folks' business. The event, someone trying to keep order. The conclusion you formed, I'm only safe if I'm invisible. Separate them. The event happened. The conclusion may be false and still running your life. Say it with me. I will separate events from conclusions. Number 2, school labels. A teacher circled your mistakes in red and called you average. A coach benched you and said you're not captain material. The event, correction. The conclusion, if I lead, I'll be attacked. Or excellence makes me a target. That is a leadership killer. Write this down. Labels are not laws unless the heart legislates them. Number 3, religious fear. Pulpits can disciple courage or manufacture cowardice. You were taught that ambition is pride, visibility is vanity, and boldness is rebellion. The event, a sermon. The conclusion, if I succeed, I'll lose God's approval. Paul corrects the error. God has not given us the spirit of fear. 2 Timothy 1:7. Jesus said, you are the light of the world set on a stand. Matthew 5:14, 1:5. Light doesn't apologize for shining. Number 4, peer humiliation. You raised your hand, they laughed. You won the prize, they whispered, teacher's pet. The event, mockery. The conclusion, to be loved, be less. So you edit your brilliance to buy belonging. That is expensive slavery. The fear of man brings a snare. Proverbs 29:25. Write this down. Love that requires my smallness is not love, it is control. Number 5, traumatic moments. A public failure, a betrayal by someone you trusted, a deal that crashed in front of witnesses. The event, pain. The conclusion, I am safer in the background, or success makes me a target, or if I lead, I'll be attacked. Hear me. Your nervous system stored alarms. Your heart installed laws. The alarms need patience, the laws need truth. Now the reflective prompts, say them out loud and let your heart answer. What do you keep apologizing for? What praise makes you uncomfortable and why? Where do you over-explain simple decisions? When did you start calling boldness too much? Whose voice do you still hear when you hesitate? Jesus asked a demonized man, what is your name? He answered, Legion, Mark 5-9. Naming preceded deliverance. Adam was given authority by naming creation, Genesis 2:19. Write this down. Naming is not healing, but it is authority. What you can name, you can challenge. What you can challenge, you can change. Separate event from conclusion. The layoff happened. I am disposable is a lie. The divorce happened. I am unlovable is a lie. The church hurt happened. God is unsafe is a lie. John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Say it with me. I revoke false conclusions. I confront my installers. I will not lie for my history. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating undocumented beliefs in your heart. Guard your heart. Set new policies and prepare for installation. We have audited the wires. Next, We replace the script. Write this down. Replacement is the law of freedom. You don't evict a lie and leave the room empty. You install truth and lock the door. Jesus warned of a house swept and put in order that remained empty, and the intruder returned worse than before. Matthew 12:43-45. Your heart is not neutral space. It is a throne. Something sits there. If beliefs are the boss, then your first leadership act is to install a new boss in the heart. Romans 10:10 gives the protocol. With the heart you believe, with the mouth confession is made. Proverbs 18:21 supplies the tool. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. We will speak life until the heart legislates it as law. Anchor the installation to your design. Genesis 1:26 is your manufacturer's specification. Let us make man in our image and let them have dominion. The Hebrew idea is rulership by responsibility. Rad, not arrogance. You were created to lead and designed to dominate, not people, but your assignment, your environment, your gift, your reactions, your fears. Leadership is stewardship of value for the benefit of others. Say it with me. I lead by serving value. Now we write the replacement script. Identity first, because identity starts the engine. Say it with me. Slow and strong until your bones agree. I am an assignment. I am made in the image of God. I am lawful on the earth to solve a problem with my gift. Authority next, because permission has been granted by design. I have dominion by design. I do not ask permission for my purpose. I set atmosphere. I don't absorb it. Purpose and value, because leaders serve. My work is what I was born to do. My job is temporary. I lead by serving value. My gift makes room for me and brings me before the right people. Proverbs 18:16. Courage, because fear is not your culture. I move in obedience even when feelings are noisy. I do not shrink. I decide boldly and adjust wisely. Discipline, because kings keep schedules. I keep my word to my vision. I do hard things daily. I finish what I start. Write this down. Installation requires 3 chords: voice, ink, and action. Morning and evening, speak this script out loud for 5 minutes. Look yourself in the mirror. Command your atmosphere. Ink, write the core lines by hand 10 times each day for 30 days. Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it plain. Handwriting burns grooves in the heart. Action, prove the belief within 24 hours. If you declared value, send the invoice at full price. If you declared courage, make the call you've delayed. If you declared leadership, initiate the meeting with an agenda that serves. James 2:17 is our accountability. Faith without works is dead. Behavior is proof that the heart respects your mouth. Truth rewires. Your mouth clamps it. Your actions fuse it. Micro activation. Now say these lines with force. I am an assignment. My gift makes room for me. I do not shrink. I lead by serving value. Again, louder. Let your nervous system hear authority. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Guard your heart. Install the new boss. And watch your behavior, your courage, and your outcomes. Submit to the law written within. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End the old script. Enforce the new one. Write this down. Belief is not for comfort. Belief is for deployment. Your heart is now under new management, so the world must see new merchandise. Proverbs 23:7 is not a pillow. It is a production line. As you think in your heart, so are you in your output. Here is the reframe that ends confusion. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. The job is a place. The work is your purpose. The job is temporary. The work is eternal. The job can be terminated. The work cannot be fired. If they dismiss you tomorrow, your gift leaves the parking lot with you. Say it with me. I am employed by no man. I am deployed by my gift. Leadership is not a title. It is the consistent delivery of value from your gift. Titles introduce you. Fruit keeps you in the room. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. Not a resume, a gift. And a gift is not an idea, it is value served. Leaders don't seek followers. They serve value until followers cannot stay away. Vision is more important than leadership because vision tells your gift where to go. Write this down. Deployment is the proof that the new boss is real. Now let me confront how shrink and strangle your deployment. You underpriced your value to buy approval. You delayed decisions to avoid responsibility. You hid behind teams to escape visibility. You blurred boundaries and called it ministry. That ends now. New beliefs produce visibility, initiative, and boundaries. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5:14. Light doesn't apologize for shining. It illuminates to serve. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as unto the Lord. Colossians 3:23. Working unto the Lord means you stop letting fear be your supervisor. Say it with me. I deploy value. I initiate boldly. I guard my boundaries to protect my fruit. Action proves the script. 5 moves in the next 24 hours. Number 1, one courageous conversation. Address the price, the role, or the scope you've dodged. Ask for what aligns with your value. Number 2, one proposal. Put your solution in writing and send it to the decision maker. Stop waiting to be discovered. Number 3, one public output. Publish the article, post the teaching, upload the prototype. Light belongs on a stand. Number 4, one boundary. Say a clean no to the distraction that steals hours from your assignment. Number 5, one act of excellence. Deliver something ahead of schedule and above standard without being asked. Write this down. Action is the covenant between belief and results. A young woman wrote me last month. She said, Dr. Munroe, I left the meeting and sent the proposal at full price. They said yes in 15 minutes. What changed? Not her skill. Her supervisor changed from fear to truth. As she believed in her heart, so she deployed in her world. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating the old boss. Replace it. Move. Because your belief system doesn't just change how you feel, it changes what you deploy to the world. In the next session, I will give you a 4 8-hour plan to lock this in. Prepare to act. Write this down. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Tolerating self-doubt is disobedience to design. Tolerating smallness is an agreement with the old script. Stop negotiating with what Jesus already defeated and what the manufacturer never installed. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Not so he prays, so he is. Tonight, we end the treaty with timid beliefs and sign a covenant with truth. Here is your 4 8-hour belief breakthrough plan. Step 1 now. Within the first hour, write your top 3 limiting beliefs on paper. 1 sentence each. Don't dress them up. I am too young. I will be rejected if I lead. I don't deserve full value. Ink makes the invisible visible. Step 2, identify the installer. Circle the origin, family language, school labels, religious fear, peer humiliation, traumatic moment. Write the event on the left and the conclusion you formed on the right. Separate event from conclusion. The event happened, the conclusion is fired. Say it with me. I will not lie for my history. Step 3, replace each lie with 1 truth statement anchored in scripture and design. Example, I am too young becomes let no one despise your youth. Be an example. 1 Timothy 4:12. I will be rejected if I lead becomes God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1-7. I don't deserve full value becomes my gift makes room for me. Proverbs 18:16. Write each truth 10 times by hand. Speak it out loud 30 times with authority, morning and night. Your mouth is the pen of a ready writer. Your tongue signs legislation for your heart. Step 4, take 1 public action per belief in the next 24 hours. If the lie attacked your value, send the full price proposal. If it feared visibility, publish the piece with your name on it. If it dreaded confrontation, schedule the meeting and bring a clear agenda. James 1:22 commands, be doers of the word and not hearers only. Action is the covenant between belief and results. Step 5, secure accountability in the next 48 hours. Tell one trusted person your 3 truths and your 3 actions. Put them on your calendar. Set alarms. Truth without structure drifts. Now lift your voice. Say it loud. The world needs me. Again, the world needs me. Say, I am not a follower by design. I follow God to lead my assignment. Say, I refuse to shrink. I am an assignment. I am lawful on the earth. My gift is legal. My courage is active. My boundaries protect my fruit. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1. Light does not apologize. It illuminates to serve. Hope with urgency. You are not waiting on a miracle. You are waiting on a belief shift. Heaven has already signed your authorization in Genesis 1:26. Your heart must now co-sign. When the heart authorizes, behavior obeys. When behavior obeys, outcomes adjust. Write this down. Belief is built. Leadership is trained. Transformation is maintained. Repeat this plan for 7 days, then for 30. When you feel small, return to your script. When you win, return to your script. Guard your heart. Enforce the new boss. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End it now. Act in truth and watch your leadership surface.